Hi everyone, welcome back to the weekly reading. And I missed last week because I had a little break from readings and my store was closed, but it's back open again. So if you would like a private reading with me, follow the links below this video to my online store. The turnaround time at the moment is 7 to 12 business days. Okay, so for this reading I'm using cards from the Tarot Familiars Oracle, which is this one here. And I'll get 3 cards for this week, and also 1 card from Denise Lynn's Sacred Traveller Oracle cards. Okay, so as usual I'm going to talk about the astrology while I shuffle the cards for this week. So interesting, this week the Sun actually moves into Sagittarius, so out of Scorpio season into Sagittarius season. So that will happen on the 23rd of November, so later on this week. Happy birthday to all the Sagittarian Sun people out there. And another key thing that's happening this week is planet Neptune, which rules over Pisces, is moving, and it's in the sign of Pisces, is moving direct. So it's been retrograding for the last 5 months or so, and it will be direct for around 7 months until around, I think it's June, I can't remember now, June, July next year anyway. So roughly 7 months time. So what that means when Neptune starts to move direct is we can start to feel a little bit like we can start to distance ourselves somewhat from the feeling of harshness or reality around some aspects of our lives. So, you know, we do have to be careful not to sink into, or, you know, sink back into old habits that were maybe not good for us or a bit destructive in some way, or, you know, things where we've been in denial that we have to pay attention to, such as financial issues or, you know, family problems or habits that are negative or destructive, because we can slip back into those type of, you know, negative escapism that is the darker side of the Neptune influence. And, you know, it's kind of like when Neptune's retrograde, sometimes those issues flare up, and then we face those issues towards the end of the retrograde, and then we kind of get tested to see, are we really, you know, sticking with our new way of being. So another thing is, you know, with Neptune direct, trusting your intuition becomes easier, it becomes clearer, and your gut instinct can be very, very strong during this period of time. So as I said, from now to the next 7 months with the Neptune direct, listen to your intuition, listen to it, you know, especially in important situations or situations in life where you know that you sometimes have difficulties. Say, if you're single and you're looking for a new love, but you have a habit of attracting a certain type, we'll be very aware of that, or not a habit, but a pattern of attracting a certain type that maybe isn't good for you. Being aware of that will be, and listening to your intuition when you're going on dates and meeting new people is going to be very helpful to you. So you can really listen to your intuition now and learn to really tap into the psychic side as well. The other thing is, you know, starting the week on Monday, we still are coming off the energy that we had last week of the Mars square Pluto. So it's still active on Monday. It's a bit of a harsh energy, so we may feel like there's harsh energies around us. We may feel frustrated. It's in Mars in Libra squaring with Pluto in Capricorn. So with Mars in Libra, it could be issues in a social sense. It could be issues with other people. It could be the way we relate to others. There's some frustration or, you know, need for adjustment in some way. The other thing I wanted to mention is back on the 9th of November, Lilith actually moved into Capricorn, right? So that's very interesting, from Lilith moving out of Sag into Capricorn. This energy is, it feels to me like it highlights women's rights, and in a very real way. So society kind of, as you can see in recent times, and I mentioned this on my Facebook page, when Jupiter went into Scorpio, it really sort of opened that can of worms of the dark side of Hollywood, you know, things to do with sexual abuse in Hollywood and sexual assault, things like that. Now that Lilith is, you know, just recently, as I said, 9th of November, moved into Capricorn, this is empowering women to really get real with these type of issues. And you know, Capricorn is a very realistic sign. It's a very practical sign. And it's a sign about making practical changes and using the resources around you to make real life change. So with Lilith there, Lilith representing, you know, in a way, the scorned feminine energy in an aspect of Lilith. The Lilith myth is quite complicated. There's different myths floating around there as to what the real true nature of Lilith is. But the Lilith energy in part is about a woman who, you know, wanted to be free to sort of live in the way that she felt was right for her without being dictated to. So by the masculine energies or by the society, you know, that held those type of expectations or structures in place. And so Lilith in Capricorn is really helping women, I feel, at this time to push forward in a very real way, as I said, in issues related to women's rights and all those related issues. Okay, so that is very interesting. One other thing that's happening this week at the end of the week is Venus is in Scorpio, is making a trine with Chiron. This is very interesting. You know, Venus is not so happy in Scorpio. It's not well placed in Scorpio. Usually people that have Venus in Scorpio in their personal charts, they have, you know, quite some serious issues or significant patterns that are very heavily karmic when it comes to relationships and love. Now with Venus, they're making that transit, that harmonious trine aspect to Chiron. There could be, from some kind of deep pain, some kind of healing that comes about for some people, especially those that have strong Scorpio energy in their charts. This will be happening at the end of this week. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the 3 cards for this week and see what's coming up with the energies for this week. The 8 of Wands. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be a busy week for a lot of people. The 7 of Pentacles. Okay. Oh, the Hanged Man. Okay. Straight away, I feel very strongly for some people this is work related. Okay, so there's a sense of dissatisfaction here for some people. You know, I feel like I'm speaking to certain people that are in those jobs that they're just not happy with. Things are getting busier for a lot of people. It's the end of the year. There's a lot of activity going on. The 7 of Pentacles can indicate not feeling fully satisfied with your work situation, but also feeling stuck because it is the end of the year now. And for some people, you may not feel like it's the best time to move away from a job situation, but you may feel like you kind of have to hang in there. Just like the Hangman is, till next year, or till, you know, some opportunity maybe comes up later on, whether it's later this month or into next year. So that's one message for some people. For other people, there is a lot of activity going on in the workplace, and there's some situation that is difficult, that is seeing you having to sort of hang back and not kind of take too much action. Even though there's a lot of activity going around you, there might be a lot of changes, restructures going on for some people in the workplace. You're kind of having to hang back and just see how things are going to pan out for you in the work situation. For some people, there is some kind of change to do with a dissatisfaction around finances. But again, with the Hangman, it's saying you just need to wait at this time. There's not much that you can really do this week to really sort of push the energy forward. It's more like you kind of have to just go with the flow and see, you know, how the situation pans out. So it seems to be addressing practical matters and finances this week for a lot of people. And I'll just get one last card from the Sacred Traveler Oracle. There's one back here. Let's clear my attention. Narrow path, tread thoughtfully. Well, that really relates to the tarot cards this week. So it's saying that there are things going on that may seem a bit out of your control this week. Don't take any sudden actions. Don't have, you know, be careful with your own reactions, and, you know, have self-control this week. And pay attention to the details as well this week, because you need to tread carefully, not to make sudden or rash changes or reactions. So that was the reading for the week. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Have a great week. Bye.